Mervyn is being sooled into the gates. The starter remains on the ladder. There's the light back on once again. We should get them this time racing here in the Crawford. Stage man straight out the back last early on. First to go, Money Matters. Will Chino got out very quickly. So did Mervyn pushing through. Indian Pacific right there at the completion of 200. Followed by Nero Dio and It's a Ray Day. Coming across, this'll test you. Pans down, settle behind those. Miss CONTEKI outgunned for early speed. Around them wide, the ex-interstate of Zoo Shine. Riverbow Park wide as well. Further back, Gemma's Son over on the inside. Long Beach, Hot Zed back there. Stage man and last, Amacinus. Inside the 350, Mervyn straightens up in front. Will Chino got to the breeze without having to do a lot of work. Will Chino comes now at Mervyn, a length and a half away. Indian Pacific. This'll test you, comes at them now. Miss CONTEKI, she's getting a brilliant inside run. Look at Miss CONTEKI. She's hugging the fence. She goes through. This'll test you goes with her. This'll test you. And Miss CONTEKI, they'll split it. Oh, nothing in it. Maybe Miss CONTEKI. I thought it might have been Miss CONTEKI. A nostril. This'll test you in an absolute nail biter to the Crawford. Down the outside, Hot Zed pans down. Long Beach, Nero Dio queuing up for the minor placings. Right behind them, It's a Ray Day. Gemma's Son, Indian Pacific. Stage man, Will Chino stopping abruptly. So did Mervyn. Amacinus further back in the field. Then Riverbow in the last two homes. Zoo Shine back with Money Matters. What a finish. What a finish. Miss CONTEKI. Talk about scraping the Dulux. What a rails hugging ride from Pat Carberry. And Miss CONTEKI continues her sublime first up record, her outstanding record here at headquarters. And she's done it per medium of a freaky rails hugging ride by Patrick Carberry. Joins Willie Pike. Chris Parnham as the only other riders to have won on Miss CONTEKI, the Eurozone mare. She got back. She was never going to be able to contest for the early battle, but boy, when the runs came, and an ounce of luck is certainly worth a ton of good judgment in racing, and he got the luck with that beautiful rails hugging ride there. This'll test you. Fabulous. First up, the mares. The mares have run 1 and 2, 10 and 15 and 4. Nero Dio weighs in third in front of Hot Zed, a blinder, in 57.31. 57.31, they've hit the clock, and a half ahead, a length and a quarter. Official margins, the last 600, 33.65. 33.65. Mervyn headed for home. Will Chino camped outside of the grey. Indian Pacific there, you could just see the run coming for the Amelia Park colours of Peter Walsh on Miss CONTEKI. The Simon Miller train mare. She burst through, but this'll test you. Who'd been trialling very well. Went with it. They burned off the others. Nero Dio enjoyed a good run, and Hot Zed was a fabulous first up run right down the outskirts, getting home in front of Pans Down. The winner though, Miss CONTEKI. She's now won 10 of 15. Fabulous record by Eurozone from Tipsy Moment for Peter Walsh, M&P Chadwick, trained by Simon Miller, and Patrick Carberry in the saddle. She beats 15. This'll test you by Testa Rossa from Camille's Girl, Mitch Pateman, Natasha Faithful. Denied a feature race winner, Tash, by a tight margin. And Nero Dio, the playing god Black Carrot Gelding, trained by Steph Bakranich and ridden by Lacdale Romilly, is in third place. 10.15, 4.5 here after the running of race number 7. We'll get to Brit next. Race 8's the Crown Perth Eurythmic Stakes at 3 after 5. And there are no changes here. Well, Brit, you'd swear that Pat had grabbed hold of George Moore's whistle and just blew them out of the way as he went from midfield right up along the fence to claim in a tight go the Crawford.
Pre-race, and you oozed confidence on one fact, and that was that, don't worry, from barrier 1 it'll open up, she'll get a run. Yeah. Were you having a few nervous moments at the top of the straight?
To be fair, Britt, I was trying to watch all 4. I knew she was going the inside and I wanted to see the others, and I'll have to probably watch the replay to appreciate the ride. she's good effort by her, because there's no doubt she loves the slingshot in, and probably going up inside and maybe isn't her go, but she got the job done.
How do you compare her this prep than when we saw her last?
She's equal, same. Just the only weird thing today was she was really quiet to settle up, and she's usually an absolute menace. So maybe that's a bit of maturity now, coming in to her own. Like, got to give a big rap to Siobhan as well. She rides her every day, and she can be a menace out there sometimes, but she knows her inside and out, and she, off her gallop, she just could not have her getting beat. So hats off to her as well, and to Kinners and leading the charge, and yeah, it's a nice start to the carnival.
It certainly is, to take out the Crawford. Could this horse win a Winterbottom?
Yeah, she could. I honestly thought we could win it last year. Her change-up gears are just freakish. She was the one out of all of them that just looked $1 million and was ready. She definitely can, no doubt.
Lockie, a couple of weeks ago on a podcast, made a controversial call that he thought that Miss Conteki was Peter Walsh's best chance over Amelia's Jewel of taking out his first Group 1 with you. What's your thoughts on that?
Why not do both?
Good answer. Well done.
Thanks, Freddie.
There is Simon Miller there after the victory of Miss Conteki. Let's get over to Paddy Carberry and hear his thoughts.
Well, Paddy Carberry's phrase that he just used in a completely different conversation was always trust yourself and never second guess yourself. Paddy, today, barrier number 1, there was always going to be a need for an ounce of luck at some stage. When did it come for you?
Well, obviously, you always need luck in any race. Obviously, the pace was always going to be hectic early, and I just wanted to make sure that she jumped away clean and got into a nice rhythm. I've obviously never ridden her in a race before, but I've done a bit of work on her here and there and had a bit to do with her. Siobhan rides her pretty much all the time, and, you know, credit goes to her and all the staff. But, you know, once she was in a good rhythm, getting the 600 out of a lap full of horse, and I guess there's no point getting uptight about things. And, you know she's got a really good turn of foot. Even if she is held up for a little bit, you know, she's going to be able to capitalise on her great sprint. And she actually got through that easy. She actually got there too easy. She has had a bit of a history of clocking off a little bit. But once I asked her for a bit more and she realised that this little testure was there, she sort of had another go. But she got a good improvement to go. And, you know, this isn't her grand final today. But, yeah, credit to Simon and Kelly and Ellie and all the staff. Stable mascot Olivia. Without all them, we wouldn't be here today.
Simon seems pretty emphatic. Can this mare win a Winterbottom at weight for age?
Oh, she's a really good horse. Really good horse. Got a good horse's turn of foot. You know, she's quite adaptable. You know, she doesn't race right on the speed, although she has, you know, earlier in her career, previous when she was going up through the grades. But, you know, she's still not wound up yet, and, you know, she's shown that she's ready to go, and she'll just progressively improve, and why couldn't she win a Winterbottom?
Speaking of good horses, what are your expectations for Cup night?
Never expect too much, and you won't get disappointed. I got all these sayings today, mate. But, yeah, he's trained on really well. He's gained a lot more confidence from his run first up. He's a better Ascot horse. 1400 is a good distance for him. Pretty happy with the horse. Bernie's really happy with him. As long as he can sort of get into a good rhythm and get a good card up, I think he'll be finishing off strong.
Welcome to the carnival. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Here is Paddy Carberry. We know what a carnival he had last year, and what a way to kick it off as well, with Miss Conteki taking out the Crawford from this Ultestia, who, well, they have to be happy with that, Scott. You would think they'd be over the moon, because she was 3 deep without cover throughout the run and has been able to finish off second, even with a delay in the barriers. So great to see that. But it's Miss Conteki who takes out the Crawford.